day, Grand Rising. So I'm in the Shambala meditation dome here on the desert land that I'm living on. And yeah, it's a spot. Of course, the girl's crying. I let you run, girl, but you know what you do in the desert. Bad stuff. Another outside dome. But this dome is regularly used for meditation. And I just want to harbor the energy. And I'm fasting right now. I woke up about an hour ago. I'm hungry, but I've been fasting for my last several meditations because to release the mind from for the mind to let go. Release the mind of, I don't want to say energy, but your energy goes down when you're hungry a lot of times, and it it will take away from your thought energy. Oh, perfect, your spirit. Ah, perfect. So this dog is Sakura's friend. His name is Spirit, and they're playing. Oh, thank God he came over. Hi, Spirit. Hi, Spirit. Hi. They have a lot of fun together. And Spirit's waiting for Sakura to join. I'm like, should I let her off the leash? Let's see. Hi, baby. Okay, I'm gonna let her off the leash, but you better come back, girl. There she goes, off with Spirit. They have so much fun together. Okay, anyways. Okay, so no more whining by Sakura. Going to take a seat. Ooh. I didn't bring my meditation pad, but it's okay. I got a great seat to sit on. I'm gonna cross my legs. Ugh. You know, I'm thinking about a lot of things of how I'm not doing enough, that I'm not doing the right things, that I'm unsure, that I'm not making the right decisions. All these things that, you know, society makes us question ourselves, makes us think that we're wrong and that we make mistakes. Because we do make mistakes, which is okay. It's a part of life. We can't be perfect. We can't always do the exact thing that we think is right every single time. We can do our best, you know. Just the way is just to know what your truth is and to be okay with that, even though other people don't like that or other people say it's wrong. And that comes along the lines of, you know, staying within the respect of other people, of their physical boundaries, so not crossing someone's physical boundaries. Because I'm sure there's some people out there who think it's right to kill someone or do something harmful to someone else. That's not the way of life. Like, destruction of life it's natural. But in terms of like higher consciousness and peace, that's not the way. So, I'm in a sacred meditation dome in the desert. It's called Shambala meditation. For everyone that just got here, if you want to say hello in the chat, I have the settings open to chat. Sakura, she's off in the distance over there playing with another dog named Spirit, so you won't be hearing her whine this morning. Get into a seated position. Oh gosh. The dogs are just having fun. Um, get into a seated position. Have your legs crossed. Uh, Let me get the sun in the background. Right. Oh. Just relax your body. Oof. Make sure your back is straight as possible, which means I gotta sit up. Relax from the top of your head. Feel a wave of relaxation from the top of your head down through your body, where your muscles loosen and soften. Instead of trying to control the way your muscles feel, just soften it and relax it. So all of last week we did release of shame of our head, the top of our head, our hair, the structure of our face, our skin, our eyes, the way we look. And we move down to our neck and shoulders and arms. And then after that we did meditation of the chest and our breasts. Next one after that was of our spine and our back and our stomach and our genitals. So let's continue this flow of moving down the body, releasing the shame, forgiving ourselves for shaming ourselves, and inviting acceptance. I want to release shame for my hips. I've always had shame for the way my hips look, how they're not round enough, how they're not womanly enough, how they're just not, they don't look the way I want them to. I kind of take in that pain with softness. And remind myself that my hips, they've always been here for me. I'm able to walk because of my hips. I'm able to have a really good life because of my hips. And they were never working against me. They're asking me to accept them and love them. I feel energy in my hips. My hips have been through a lot. I've had a lot of injuries to my pelvic girdle, and my lower body. And I want to release the shame and anger for my hips having different function than what society says how they're supposed to be. Society says that they're supposed to work all the time, and if they don't, then there's something wrong with us. And not only pressure from outside, because there are systems outside to help me if I do have an injury, but myself, for putting myself down for when my hips weren't functioning the way I wanted them to. I release the shame of my hips. I forgive myself for shaming them and not liking them, and not seeing how this whole time they're really here supporting me. And by acceptance, I move to my bottom, my butt cheeks, buttocks, everything. I've shamed myself for its size, for it being too big and then being too small, being too small, being too big. And seeing that my life existence has to do with it, that the superficial aspect of it is what depends on my life existence, and it's not that. I forgive myself for thinking my behind is not good enough. I forgive myself for thinking that my hips and butt are not good enough and not attractive. Because they are. And if they're not, that's fine. I can always work on them if I want, and I am. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that my body functions for me and that I'm alive. And even if my body functions differently than what I like and what I want, it's okay. I'm releasing that shame and that control that I have with my body, of not liking it for the state that it's in and wanting it to be something else. I release that shame. I move down to my thighs. I release the shame that I've built up and made okay, good. I want to make sure I have the volume on. My thighs. For such a long time in my life, I thought my thighs were not good enough. They're too skinny. They're not thick enough. They're not muscular enough. But there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with them. My thighs have been working for me my entire life. Without my thighs, my life would suck. So I thank my thighs. I forgive myself for shaming my thighs, thinking that they're not good enough. I invite acceptance. Moving down to my knees. I release the shame and the pain that I felt in my knees. I thought that my knees are too big, or they're too skinny, or they're not this or that. Or I felt frustration for having pain in my knees, for not being able to do this or that, whatever it may be. I thought it wasn't good enough. But without my knees, I wouldn't be able to walk. I'm grateful that my knees are intact and they're still there. I release shame, invite forgiveness for myself. For not liking my knees. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And invite acceptance to my knees. My knees are good enough. And without them, my life would suck. Moving down to our lower legs. I had shame for the way they look, for them not working the way I want them to. My left leg was crushed when I was younger, and I can't feel half of my left leg. And I have a lot of sensitivities to that leg. And I want to release the shame of having that experience and the fear of what my leg went through. And what my leg feels. I release the shame for thinking that my legs are not good enough. Without them, I wouldn't be able to walk, and my life would suck. My legs make my life so easy. My legs are here to serve me. And all these images in society and magazines tell us that we're not good enough because we don't look a certain way. And that's okay. Okay. Just looking at Sakura. I release the shame of my legs, of not liking them. I forgive myself for not liking them, for shaming them. They've been working for me my whole life. My legs want me to do nothing but walk and use them and run and be grateful for them. I have so much gratitude for my legs. And I invite unconditional acceptance of my legs. Moving down to my ankles. I've shamed you for the way that you look and the way that you function. Forgive myself for shaming myself, for not liking my ankles, for wanting them to be different. And I invite acceptance. My ankles have been serving me my whole life. Without them, I wouldn't be able to walk, and my life would suck. So I show gratitude and appreciation. Thank you, ankles. Moving down to my feet, every aspect of my feet, my heels, the sole of my feet, the top of my feet, my toes. I'm sorry for shaming you for the times that I have. I like my feet though. My feet are really cute. The one thing that I have shame about with my feet is the fact that in the summertime, my heels, especially on my right foot, get calloused and hard. And pedicures cure that, take care of that for sure. You just don't do that stuff anymore. So I forgive myself for shaming myself for have working feet or whatever. Feet with calluses. I'm not the only one. Forgive myself, and I invite acceptance. And I also want to release the shame for the pain that I have felt in my feet before. I want to forgive myself for shaming myself for that pain and being confused by it. And I accept my feet, my toes. I accept my legs, my knees, my thighs, my hips, my butt, my genitals, my stomach, my breast, my chest, my back, my lower back, my hands, my arms, my biceps, my neck, my head, my hair. Everything about myself. I release the shame for all the pain that I felt, for thinking that it's not good enough, for thinking that I had to change it, thinking that there was something wrong with me because it looked that way. Something wrong with me. Invite acceptance to all these areas of my body and send love through it. Continue to work through my goals, of course, but always maintain that loving and acceptance of that state that it's in currently. I'm going to do a silent meditation now, focusing on my connection with God. Begin to move my body around. Move my hands and my neck. Feel so much love in my heart. That's what I am. That's what God is love. And open your eyes. That's all for the meditation. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back tomorrow and I'll do meditation on releasing the shame and inviting acceptance of our skin.